and welcome to Time with Dr. Racheal. So today I'm going to be talking about your fertility journey. One of these days, one of my very close friends was talking to me, and we're just sharing about, what options do you have? You're 35 and 40 or 40, and you want to see how you can still ensure that you have possibilities in the future. In terms of not having a partner at the moment, you're not sure who you want to have your baby with, and you want to save your embryos, you want to save your eggs, or you have a medical condition you're being managed for, and you're really worried about what next? What can I do? How can I go about it? So that's it. So I know that true natural conception is the way that most of us are aware of, but there are other interventions. There's egg freezing until you're ready, or because you're going for a surgery, or due to your health condition, you want to safeguard your future reproductive journey. On the other side, you could all go on to thinking of surrogacy in sense of possibly due to medical conditions that has hindered you from carrying your own embryos, or you've had history of recurrent miscarriages and you've done all you can, and for some reason you're just not able to following conception sustain your pregnancy to delivery. And there's so many reasons why people have different paths to take in order to achieve a successful reproductive career in terms of childbearing. And so today I would like to share more light into egg freezing. People say, doctor, why do you have to go into egg freezing? Or is it because it's trending, or it's the point is this: now women are aware of the fact that they have choices. In the past, once a woman has not been able to conceive in her 40s, that's it. Possibly her husband will need to take in another wife, or have another partner, or have some other ways, or forget about it, and possibly she's not open to adoption, or other means, or donor eggs or donor sperm and all of that. So you're thinking, so what next? What can I do? So I'd like to talk about things to consider before going on to have egg freezing. First, you need to be sure of what you want. Usually women who come in for egg freezing, possibly single women who have not made up their minds on when they want to have their babies, they don't made up their minds on the partner they would like to have their babies with, or due to a health condition, possibly having a cancer, and it's important that you salvage the eggs before you go for chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and the likes. It could be a very it's a very, very psychologically draining process, but I would say it's rewarding. Knowing that you can preserve your eggs is the first step to a successful fertility journey. So I'm going to go through the steps that you need to take before you go on to egg freezing. So first, you need to speak with your doctor to find out why you want to have your egg frozen. Most of the times we expect eggs are better frozen before you're 35. That's because, we have healthier embryos. It's said that when we are ready to fertilize the eggs, it's said that most women, at 35, they have a sharp decline in their ovarian reserve, and it continues to decline like that up until when you finally go into menopause, and that's it. So, but in terms of freezing the eggs, you have to also consider, why you're doing it, in terms of why you're going on to have egg freezing, and what and when do you intend to embark on your future fertility. And for sometimes you may not even be ready, you just want to have it banked, and then you think about it later. So you have to go through your physical examination to see how you're doing. That's a head to toe examination by your doctor, and then of course your blood test to see what your ovarian reserve is. This, I mean, how functional are your ovaries, and if you do go on to having eggs collected, would we have a good prognosis as to you having eggs collected? Or, I mean, it's possible that you go on to planning to have your eggs frozen and you may not even respond to treatment. So we need to look at the pros and cons of all of this before you then go on to do it. Now, what are the advantages of having your egg frozen? You stand a chance to have an embryo with your own eggs. Also stand a chance to have your plans in future, even if you're not ready for if for any reason you're not healthy enough to have your babies, you can still have a surrogate treatment cycle when you're ready, and when you're ready with your partner, or if you're going on to have a sperm donor sperms. So it's very important that you have all of this cross-examined and all. Once you're approaching 35, or even you're earlier, or you're certain earlier, like, you know what, I'm not ready, I have this to do and all of that, I want to have my eggs banked, and then I'll think about it later. That's also a good thing to do. So once you have this all sorted out as to why you want to have it done and all, and if there are any health challenges why you must actually facilitate, that means quickly go on to having the procedure faster than you planned, because you know that once you start your chemotherapy, radiotherapy, you may not be able to have healthy eggs collected, not alone to talk about having embryos for embryo transfer. So those are the things that you need to consider in having your eggs frozen. Now, in terms of the procedure, so what does it entail? I know some people will say, doctor, I don't want injections. I can only imagine how you feel about that. But the process of IVF, in vitro fertilization, has been made simpler. It's been simplified and has been brought to your doorstep. So after having your evaluation and you have a ready-made protocol for you based on your weight and height ratio and other things that are considered, based on our guidelines, you go on to have your injections, and these needles will teach you how to take your injections, and you'll find out that it's actually not as difficult as you imagined. I know that sometimes we are needle shy, but we have support, psychological support, the counselors, as well as the nurses to guide you through this process. And once you have you have to look at the end goal. I know that it's not easy that you go on to taking these injections yourself. In some instances, you may actually have to go to the hospital if you have that as your plan. And all of this you have to discuss with your doctor, because if you're needle shy, you're not able to give it yourself, you may also need support doing this. So all of this are things that we look into during the treatment cycle. And once the eggs, the needles, the injections have been taken, and you come in for your serial ultrasound scan to look at how well you're responding to the medications. The day for your egg collection is planned. You're given a medication called the trigger shot to help to have your eggs ready for collection. And on the day of egg collection, remember, you'll be told no cream, no perfumes, come in natural, because the lab doesn't want any perfumes, any strong smell, and we want healthy eggs, right? So you come in, you're well prepped up, you come in for the procedure, through the ultrasound scan directed procedure, and just like a camera test, but this time a needle is attached to it, and the eggs are collected from the ovaries, which is like the reproductive organ of the woman, and this is collected into the lab, and they're spanked for you until you're ready for use later. So these are the things that you have to go through for egg freezing for a woman who is considering cryopreserving your garment until you're ready to have your baby. If you have more questions about the process, or if you have questions about the whole concept of egg freezing, please drop in the comments, subscribe to our channel, and even turn on your notification button so that you can get alerts when we have new videos. So till then, see you later. Bye.